Hey everybody, it's Screaming Screen. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It's the best way to keeping up to date with all of Screaming Screen's great new videos. The second season of Marvel's Luke Cage premiered on Netflix over the weekend, and, as anyone who's already binged through all 13 episodes will likely attest to, this second solo run for Power Man is an improvement over the first in almost every way. That's not to say that Luke Cage Season 2 doesn't suffer from some of the same issues that have plagued every one of these shows so far, however. Below, we take a look at 7 things that worked and 3 that didn't in the latest Marvel, Netflix effort. Have a read through and let us know if you agree or disagree in the usual place. Did work. Power Man. Related image. Any show is only as good as its main character, and thankfully, Power Man is back to his bulletproof best. The Defenders didn't really seem to know how best to utilize Cage, and by the end he was basically reduced to the slightly self-righteous muscle of the group. Mike Colter is given ample opportunity to display his charisma and screen presence here, however, and the hero of Harlem really holds the season together. Plus, writer, showrunner Cheo Hodari Coker is not afraid to take the character to some surprising places. Did work. The story. Damage result for Luke Cage Season 2. The main plot of Season 1 got off to a great start, but after Cottonmouth was killed it began to seem like it was being made up as it went along. Season 2 has rectified this with a far more concise, focused narrative that remains gripping throughout. You could argue that we spend a bit too much time on the whole Mariah, Shade's relationship fallout, and at the expense of more Bushmaster, but all in all, it's a success. Didn't work. Claire. Damage result for Luke Cage Season 2. Claire Temple was originally introduced in Season 1 of Daredevil, and has been the glue that bonds all of the Marvel, Netflix shows together ever since. Over the years she's also served as the hero's conscience, and while that worked well at first, it ran its course a long time ago and Claire now simply comes across annoying and intrusive. The character's heart is clearly in the right place and Rosario Dawson still delivers the goods from an acting standpoint, but it's not really surprising that Claire doesn't feature that heavily in Luke Cage S2. Did work. The soundtrack. Damage result for Luke Cage Season 2 soundtrack. The soundtrack to Luke Cage Season 1 was very good, but this time it's superb. Ali Shaheed Muhammad and Adrian Young return to compose the score, and they're backed up by incredible live performances in almost every episode, from a mixture of established and up-and-coming talent such as Esperanza Spalding, Joy, Gary Clark Jr., Christone Kingfish Ingram, Ghostface Killah and many more. That Black Panther album has some competition. Did work. The villains. Damage result for Luke Cage Season 2 villain. Season 1st of may have replaced a complex, interesting bad guy with a gravel-voiced cartoon, but this time Luke's adversaries fare so much better. Alfre Woodard steps up big time as Mariah Dillard Stokes, and gives an Emmy-worthy performance as the increasingly evil Queen of Harlem. Theo Rossi is also a pleasant surprise as the returning Shades, who failed to make any kind of impact in S1. The real highlight, however, is Mustafa Shakir's Bushmaster, who proves to be a more than capable new nemesis for Harlem's hero. Driven insane by his quest for vengeance and a dependency on the drug which gives him his powers, John McIver still emerges as a mostly sympathetic character, and possibly even a mirror of what Luke could become. Didn't work. The action scenes. Damage result for Luke Cage Season 2 fight. Although there are unquestionably some exciting action sequences in Luke Cage S2, for the most part, they're a little underwhelming. Luke's power set doesn't really allow for much variety in the fight scenes. Bullets bounce off him, he breaks, bends stuff and punches bad guys. Repeat. The choreography is also an issue, although it's nowhere near as bad as it was in The Defenders. Bushmaster's got away raw style does mix things up a bit, but there's not enough of it on display, and all too soon the scraps begin to feel generic. Did work. The cameos. Damage result for Luke Cage Season 2 fight. Luke Cage Season 2 features cameo appearances from Iron Fist's Danny Rand and Colleen Wing and Daredevil's Foggy Nelson, and they all add something to the proceedings. Colleen drops by to help Misty Knight with her training and we get a nice glimpse of what that Daughters of the Dragon spin-off could look like. Meanwhile, Foggy, who can be more than a little irritating at times, let's be honest, enjoys some fun banter with Cage while representing him on an assault case. Oh, And Danny, get ready to like him more after an hour than you did over the course of the entire first season of Iron Fist, as the budding heroes for hire team up to take down some criminals. Did work. The new characters. Image result for Luke Cage season tilde. In addition to Bushmaster, Luke Cage S2 introduces several new supporting characters, and they all bring a lot to the table. Gabrielle Dennis is arguably the standout as Mariah's estranged daughter Tilda, and her arc takes her very close to morphing into the villainous Nightshade. Dennis pulls off one of the most powerful scenes of the season when her mother reveals the details of her true parentage. Thomas Q. Jones also brings a surprising amount of pathos as Shade's partner, former lover Comanche, and the late Reggie. Kathy is as terrific as ever as Luke's father, Reverend James Lucas. Didn't work. The pacing. Image result for Luke Cage Season 2 Shades and Mariah. Although Season 2 of Luke Cage is a lot more focused and engrossing than S1 overall, it does get somewhat disjointed at times, and it comes down to the same thing it always does with these shows. There's too many damn episodes. Though it's far from the worst offender, this season once again stretches 8 or 9, 10 if we're being generous, hours worth of story into 13 eps, and this results is several characters' arcs taking a lot longer to progress than they should, and things becoming a bit repetitive on occasion. Did work. The ending. Image result for Luke Cage Season 2 ending. The ending of Luke Cage Season 2 is bound to be divisive, as Harlem's hero sets down a path that may lead to him becoming its villain. When Mariah dies, she leaves Luke Harlem's paradise in her will, and after initially suggesting that he's going to burn it down, we see that he's decided to run the place instead. Misty voices her concerns and we get a cool, if a little on the nose Godfather homage as Cage prepares to meet with the heads of the remaining crime families. It's highly unlikely that Luke will actually become a bad guy, of course, but this is still a very interesting tease of where Season 3 could take the character. What do you guys think? Did we miss anything out? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below.